Welcome back, everyone, to the Steel Target Paint Podcast. Yep, it's been a couple of weeks. We've been real busy. Summer's here. Everybody's having fun in the sun. I had some family down, but we are back. Steve, how you doing?
Jeff, I'm so busy I can hardly stand it all, man. Just got back from Metal Madness a week and a half ago. It's so much fun, but man, I've been busy, which is good. Really good.
That's good. So listen, Metal Madness, great match, huh? I mean, I did not. It's another year where I have not been able to make it up there. I believe this is what they call the homecoming match, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's their big annual match, and man, it's such a good time. It's the second. What was it? Second or this is the third match that my wife's been to. You know,
Right.
the Creekside Custom Business. So I think that made it all more special. And
Sure.
man, spent some great time with Connor Knapp and Caleb Klein, Team Ruger members. Man, there's some fantastic guys. I've known those guys for, I don't know, 7-8 years when they were shooting SASP and high school and stuff like that. But it was great to catch up and learn more about those guys. And man, we just had a blast.
That's
okay.
awesome.
Check this out, Jeff.
What do we got?
I have not seen a prize table per shooter that big ever in my life. I think the number's like 55,000 or something like that, and I think that there was like I'm getting the guns versus competitors confused, but
so
it was
what were those counts? Do you know guns and competitors at that match?
See, I don't know off the top of my head. They had Ed's been working on scaling Metal Madness and partnership with Ruger and taking it across the country and stuff. And so he wanted a more robust scoring system. And so that was the first time he'd used that. And so, of course, the first time you got to smoke test things once in a while, right? And so some opportunities to get those things fixed. So I don't have the actual numbers. But let's say there's 100 shooters there. It was probably 75 to 100. But I think
now let's just do a little math here. Let's just say there's 100 shooters there, and some of them were shooting multiple guns, but 100 shooters there. You said that prize table had to be. Let's just be nice and say it was $50,000. That's $500 a shooter on the prize table.
Oh yeah,
top to bottom.
So there was I apologize, and I should know this better. There was a reloading press that was probably $1,900 there.
If it was a Dillon, they run up that way, yes.
No, it's not a Dillon. I apologize. I can't remember what it is. I've been out of reloading for so long. There was, if there wasn't 20 to 30 guns on the table, that would be,
wow.
I mean, that's crazy. So Ruger sent me 2 guns. So we had the new carbon fiber 1022. We put that 1022 in a Crazy Ivan chassis. We did a 1776 themed laser engraved Cerakoting. That was actually the first draw off the table. The second one was a Ruger Mark IV Light that we did kind of like a denim kind of Cerakote job. Full quartz and accurizing kit, 1922 trigger, compensator, Big Daddy grips and magwell. That was the second thing off the table. And there was a pile. You had at least $500 gift certificates from Tippmann, Full Quartz, and I didn't see it sitting there when I walked by the first time. Although it's a random draw. Jeff, there for a minute, I was wondering if my number was even in the thing. But so I was.
That sounds like. Do you remember at Georgia State?
Yeah.
I was doing the same thing. I'm like, are you gonna? And I think I was like 3rd or 5th last.
No, that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
But Full Quartz had a $1,500 gift certificate on the table.
Wow.
A couple of 500s. I mean, it was just like nuts. So Ruger had some great guns. They had a PCC on there. They had the new carbon fiber 1022, a bunch of 1022s, just everything. It was, and I know I'm glancing over a lot of stuff. Vortex, I've never seen that much glass on a prize table in my life. A bunch of Defenders, STs, binoculars. I mean, it was like so at Ed's match, there's a group of very dedicated local shooters that they shoot Metal Madness, and it's kind of an entry into the sport and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
That they so they don't really, some of those folks never travel places to big matches. I feel bad for those guys because they probably think, oh, every match has a prize table like this. I'm like, no. So yeah, it was really cool. And then there was a touching moment at the end.
Gilberto, I did see some posts about that.
Yeah. So
I saw one post that I thought was pretty cool where Gilbert was talking about how Jay Sanza was his favorite shooter. Not Gilbert's, but it was Nelson, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
That Marco was one of Nelson's favorite shooters, and Nelson was there, and Jay was there, and I was able to live vicariously through people's posts, and it looked like a great time.
Yeah, it was crazy. So every year for the last couple of years since Nelson passed, I think that was in 2022, if I recall correctly. Ever since then, Gil sent me a gun like this year. He said, hey, Steve, there's a gun coming your way. I'm like, yeah? He said, no, make it nice. So he ended up presenting, we did a cool Cerakote job and, did a custom laser job for him and stuff like that. And so he gave it away to this.
I want you to, keep going with that, but I want to cut you off here for real quick because, we are a podcast that supports the community. And, we're talking about Gilbert, and how about a big congratulations to him for getting named onto the Precision Defense team?
Oh, absolutely. Well deserved. Well deserved.
And I'm sure there are a lot of others that have been named to teams this year, and congratulations to you all. I had somebody ask me what it means to be on a team, and I said it means that somebody has looked at you, i.e. the team captain, and has decided that you're someone that they're willing to have represent their brand. Has nothing to do with how good a shooter you are. It's about how good a person you are. So congratulations to Gilbert. And hey, we saw you sporting the new Ruger shirt at WSSC this year.
Yeah.
So let's touch a little bit about WSSC. And everybody's probably heard. And, we got to give credit where credit is due because the man's put in the hours. We have someone who has now broken the 50-second barrier, and Jesse Misko has shot a 49.60 or did shoot a 49.60 at the WSSC and rimfire rifle optics. Pretty crazy.
Jeff, Mike Foley called that, 4 or 5 years ago?
Yep.
And he was talking about, we're going to see somebody break into the 40s. I looked at him like he was crazy. He's probably a little crazy. Love you, Mike. But I didn't. I mean, I was like, come on now, really? And times keep dropping, and there are people that are all over it. But now it's been done. You'll see a couple others. Jesse
it'll
Grant.
happen. It's always the way. There's always that first to get there. I remember the first to break 70 and then the first to break 60 and then others followed and the same thing's going to happen. And, if you go back and you look at his scores, he did not win every stage.
Yeah.
Which is, just tells you right there, there's still stuff on the table. I know the one story I heard him talking about was his pendulum, where he had 4 just amazing runs. And he let it go on the 5th run, and he ended up shooting a 1.3.
That's nuts.
I mean, that's like smoke and hope times for elite, let alone let alone pendulum. So, but it was another good match. I believe I don't have the exact numbers for that either, but it was over 650 guns. Again, there at the CMP in Talladega, where it will be again next year, exact same dates, that last weekend in May. And then the following year, they're contracted for what will be the 10th year at the WSSC. And we don't have any dates for that yet, but you can probably figure it's going to be right around that same time frame.
So it'll still be at CMP for not for next year as well as the following year. Okay.
Yep. Next 2 years, they're under contract for that. So,
okay.
we know where it's going to be after that. Who can say? It was brought up at the member meeting. Why isn't it taken? Why isn't it anywhere else? And the answer was because nobody else has asked for it. And so for those people that are listening that might have the ear of a range that's interested in running the WSSC, there are documents on the SCSA website. And if you can't find them there, you might have to go to the USPSA website. But it's for hosting a major match. And you can fill that out, and then it'll be evaluated, and there'll be a lot going into it. And who knows? That match could end up at another range. The one thing about Talladega at that time of year and that area, it's a lot less expensive for hotels. And when you're looking at, and this was brought up by Jake Martins at the meeting, and when you're looking at, a solid 40 people on staff, this includes ROs, Mr. Fix-It, stats, all that stuff, range masters, you're looking at, over 40, maybe 40 people. And they all have to be housed for almost a week and fed. And there's a stipend. I did it for 1 year, and there's a stipend. And so, it's, you got to keep those costs down, or if they don't go down, the unfortunate thing is the match fees go up, and no one wants to see that. 125 I think is a fair number for a world championship, and hopefully it'll stay that way for quite a while. And I'm not going to deny that I like it at the CMP. It's a good 9-hour drive for me, but they know how to treat us right. And now we've got the award ceremony over at the Hall of Fame at Talladega Speedway, and that's a great time too. So that was a good one. So
you got anything? Well, I think that back to the time thing. Yep. Jesse Grant shot a 50 something or 51. Lance Bratcher Jr. He's right on that number. I think between the two of those guys, it's going to be 1-2. I'm not sure, or 2-3. I'm not sure who's going to be 2 and who's going to be 3. But both of those guys, I'm pretty confident are going to be able to break through for sure.
Yep, I don't have the official numbers in front of me, but I will say this: a kudos to Adam Reno. Adam recaptured his RFPI World Championships and set a new match record in doing that. So congratulations to him. And there's a lot. I know Lance Bratcher won RFPO. Having been the announcer of that, I was calling those names a lot when we were announcing those winners. So it was a great time. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to next year. I love that match. And it is our World Championships. But that being said,
it's so cool though, Jeff. You had people all over the country at that match. All over. All over. That's the coolest part about it. You get to see a lot of people and meet a lot of people. It's really cool.
Oh yeah. I mean, just simply, I know Daniel and Tristan came down from Canada. I know in the past we've had a bunch of Brazilians that have come. I'm pretty sure there was 1 or 2 shooters from South Africa for years. Definitely Puerto Rico, which, not a United States. It's a territory. It's not a state, but still out of the mainland country. It is amazing to see everybody get together and do that. But enough about the WSSC. I saw a post about some new product you have developed. This one, along with our friend Billy Striplin.
Yeah, so Billy is a fantastic guy. I mean, back in 2016 when I told my wife, hey, I want to start shooting competitively and I want to see how good I can get. The first out of state match that I shot was the Alabama State. Back then was an NSSF match. Now it's Rimfire Challenge. And you know who I was squad with? Billy Striplin, his daughter, and all of Team Tandem Cross back then. So it was Kane Wolf at the time, met his daughter, Matthew Langston, which went in the military. He hasn't been shooting a lot, but just a lot of those types of folks. Here I am wearing my eyes on shirt and shorts. They're like, who the heck are you? So at the time, yeah, I wasn't a sponsored shooter, but did really well. I think I was third place in limited, fourth place in open, and it's Rimfire Challenge is pretty competitive. I would say back then it was like seriously competitive. There was a couple people that ran that, and people would travel kind of similar today, travel all over for those matches. But man, there were some people that were really, really die hard. So I was really pleased. I didn't know what to expect, but shot pretty well. So that's when I met Billy, and we've been buddies ever since then. This community is so small. People don't understand how small a community is, and so
no, you're absolutely right.
Billy Reed.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jeff.
I was just going to say you're absolutely right. I mean, you get to meet people online, and then you get to see them in the matches. But I always joke about the fact that the Worlds is like a homecoming for me because I get to see people that I don't get to see but once a year. Kurt Grimes, and Kurt's a good friend, and sometimes you get to see him at an extra match or two based on, quite frankly, how much they decide to travel. I don't get out to California at all, but yeah, when you start putting down in numbers how many people are just shooting majors, it's even smaller than the community. I mean, you can all think about, who you're seeing at your local matches. And I would bet that, at most ranges, 90, if not 95% of those people don't shoot anything but local matches. And that's fine. But, so when you look at the community of the shooters that are willing to go to majors, and then you just add in the rest of the community, it's still small. So it's, again, making friends like that is fantastic. And Billy, I've got a number of his products on my guns, and you guys have enhanced a product he had. Is that correct?
Yeah. So he, and I'm not sure from a history perspective, he's the first guy that I knew that made a thumb rest for a pistol like that, or at least what we know it today. And so he's had his thumb rest for quite a long period of time, and I absolutely love it. And then way back, I don't know how far, probably need to get Billy on. We did have him on years and years ago on the podcast, but he actually made an adjustable thumb rest for the Mark III, and I think Volkortson sells it.
I have two of them.
Yeah,
because I still shoot a Mark III, so yes.
Yeah, so to this day, I think Volkortson still sells them. I think Billy may sell them on his website. So Billy reached out to me and said, hey, man, I want to, kind of collaborate on a project. And I'm like, hey, what's going on, man? What we got going on? And he said, man, I like to make an adjustable thumb rest for a Mark IV. I'm like, yeah, I'm down for that. He says, I'll send you a prototype. And he sent me a prototype, gave him a little feedback, and offered a little bit more adjustment. And man, it's I don't know if I've got any of the original run that we posted. I think I sold the rest of them out at Metal Madness. I'm going to have more in the mail because we're going up to SASP Nationals next week. So my wife and I, so we'll have a booth up there. And man, it is so nice. Here's the issue, Jeff, with
wait, this seems to be a thing with you, is that, you get a product and you go to a match, and the next thing you know, I don't have any more. Everybody wants them. So it's a good thing. It's a good problem.
It is a good problem. It is a good problem to have. Keeping up with it though, from time to time, can be a lot of work. But the cool part about it is that there's some products that I think are meant to be adjustable and some aren't. I believe that a thumb rest, I mean, he solved a gap in the market for the Mark IV. There is, not a one size fits all. There's some younger shooters or people with smaller hands. I'm not going to mention name, but somebody that I know and you probably know says that she's got raccoon hands and, can't use a regular thumb rest like that. But she does. She's laughing in her car right now listening to the podcast.
You know who you are, and so do we.
That's right. That's right. Anyway, but some of those kind of things are adjustable, and that's really why we went after the Crazy Ivan brand back in January and purchased Crazy Ivan, is the adjustability. Take the AR furniture, to make it adjustable, because there's too many shooters out there that are just shooting stuff that's not fit for them. Like the days of the old wooden stock. I know. Sorry, Kurt. Kurt loves his wooden stock, and
yes, he does.
I used to love mine. But over the course of time, as you get the more adjustability and flexibility, and then even I think we're going to fill a pretty big gap. I'm really excited about next week in SASB, because our chassis system's adjustable. So some of these kids, man, they're getting into the sport. They don't have the money to buy a $1,500 gun and this and that, set it up for them. So there's team guns, and they need adjustability because not all kids are the same height and length of pole and all that. So I think we're going to do really, really well next week. So this is another product that just allows us to be, tailored to the shooter. And, some people I've had a couple of people say, well, that's a lot of money. It's like, okay, well, it's $60 more than something that's not adjustable.
Right.
Are you going to spend $60 more to get something that's really nice and fits you or not? It's
Yep.
I don't know. It's
no, I everything. I couldn't agree more. I mean, and the nice thing about the adjustability is exactly what you pointed out. For a single person, once you get it set up, it's not going to adjust. That being said, you had the ability to get it set up just the way you like it without having to, super glue pool noodles to the stock, or all the I mean, those are the things that you see people do, and everybody's different, and having that Crazy Ivan based on the AR accessory subset. So if you like running this kind of stock or that kind of stock that is adjustable, not whatever. It's got a cheek well, doesn't have. There's so many out there, but it's plug and play.
Yeah,
for you.
Yep.
So,
and the cool part about it, and that's what I'm a big fan of, is if I pick up my PCC and I can get my rimfire rifle to feel just like the same gun, why am I not going to make that decision? You know what
100%.
I mean? And I love
100%.
I love my JP22s, but not everybody can afford a side charging JP22. You know what I mean? And so how do we kind of bridge that gap with some of the best? How many people listen to the podcast don't have a 1022 sitting in their safe? Probably not.
Not many, if none. I mean,
it's going to be 95% for sure.
Yeah, rimfire rifle tends to be the highest attended division in virtually every match. There's pockets of anomalies where some of the other divisions get bigger. I'll throw out like Area 2 has a huge revolver following, mainly because of Hogue out there, but they get a lot of people shooting revolver. But when you look at, what I call the big three, which is RFPO, RFRO, and PCCO, RFRO is number one. And those three matches tend to represent about anywhere from 60 to almost 75% of a match. And there's a lot of reasons that people can go back and look at it and say, well, what is it? Oh, well, they're easy. And I always tell people, I don't consider them easier. I just consider them more forgiving. And then, they're like, well, what do you mean? Well, it's easier to hit steel, no doubt about it. But the peak times are faster because you have to move faster, and you can move faster. Oh, see, that's where suddenly now it's, you get that new shooter out there and they're like, hey, I hit everything, but I ended up in second last place. And it's like, yeah, because now you got to learn how to shoot fast.
And I'm not sure if I've talked about this on another podcast. I had a guy reach out to me and said, "Hey, my daughter's looking to get into steel challenge. I got a pistol, maybe it's a Taurus TX22, and I want to get her set up with a rifle. And so, what's your opinion?" Gave him a couple options. Dude, I'm not going to do this story justice right now, but he sent me his father's 1022. Said, "Hey, Steve, can we use this as the base of the gun? And what can we use out of it?" He sent me that receiver. And I'm like, "Oh man, this thing's been, this thing needs some love." And it, so
Yeah.
I'm not a restoration expert, but blasted it, did this, and did a little of this, a little bit of that. Took the bolt out, polished it. I mean, it was in pretty rough shape. Put a new mount on top of it, new buffer, and that kind of thing, and hooked her up with a Crazy Ivan chassis and this and that. Because it's so lightweight, it's only like 8 ounces for the chassis itself, and now she's competing with her grandfather's 1022. Dude,
Wow.
How cool is that? How cool is that?
That is cool. So cool. Anyway. All right, so you've got this adjustable thumb rest, and I saw a post, and the list. If this post is about you're going to announce some new product at SASP Nationals, which I understand is next week, and you and Teresa are going to go. But our listeners want the scoop. They want to know. So can you give us a hint at what this is? This new product. Again, I mean, let's go back. Let's just go back a second here, okay? Because we've got the compensators. We've got the triggers. We've got the grips. We've got the slide racker. We've got the entire Crazy Ivan chassis. We now have a thumb rest. What did I miss?
Yeah,
did I cover it all?
The biggest one that we've had, Jeff, and I've shared this openly with people, and I'm just so grateful and humbled, and I don't know how else to express my gratitude. The 1922 trigger.
Yep.
It really resonated with people as much as it resonated with me. And I'm just, we're shooters making product for shooters. And man, I'm telling you what, people have given so much positive feedback about that. We have sold thousands of those, couple thousand in the last couple weeks, man.
I couldn't be
crazy.
Happier for you on that.
It's been crazy.
All right, so listen, I'm actually at the range. People might have heard the gunshots in the background. One of my students was doing a little extra prep, but my next student is coming live. So, Steve, give us something. Give us something to go with on this new product. Can you tell us anything? Or if you tell us, is Teresa going to smack you around because, I know she's heavily involved in Creekside and all your businesses. So, we don't want you to get you beat up by your wife at all. So can you share anything?
I will tell you a couple things. The first thing is that we've always got, I've been so fueled and excited about the product development stuff and getting the positive feedback we have to make more products. And this one here, I don't know what it is, Jeff. I've been excited about a lot of things. The grips and magwell, I was like, that was kind of my baby for years and years and years. And I've wanted to make this one as well. I'll tell you what it is. I'll throw it out there, Jeff.
We're gonna get everybody. This is an exclusive. Nobody knows what this is. So, Steve, let them have it.
Is this where you hang up on me, Jeff?
Oops, sorry. We've run out of tape, sir. I apologize for that.
So, based on being a competitor, wanting the rimfire to be similar to PCC, we are releasing, it'll be debuted at the SASP, so you can see it there. And I'll drop some pictures here, maybe this weekend, so people can see it. Mounted it last night on my original Crazy Ivan chassis.
Yeah.
We're releasing a 12-inch carbon fiber handguard that has a cool Creekside style flare, not off-putting, but definitely distinct, just a little bit different, a little bit edgier than I think some have done. There's a lot of great style and stuff that go into a lot of handguards, and a lot of people have done some edgy things, and this is tasteful, but I think just a little bit different. But this is definitely functional. It'll be, I think it's just under 5 ounces We've got
Wow.
we got an aluminum sleeve on there, and the barrel nut's aluminum. So, it's super nice. 12 inches. The four sided, a 12, 3, 6, and 9. We've put M lock on it with kind of a cool hypnotic design. So don't look at it too long. But it's
Hold on,
pretty
everybody. Hold
darn
on,
cool.
everybody. During Steve's discussion, he actually just sent me the texts with pictures of this thing, and it is gorgeous.
I
Okay,
appreciate it. I
this
appreciate
is
it.
this is going to be another one where it's like, okay, Steve, get the product rolling, get yourself an inventory, because I got a feeling that everybody with a crazy Ivan is suddenly going to go, wait a minute, I can
Oh,
get carbon fiber out there on the front of my gun instead of metal. Heck yeah, sign
and
them up.
it's made for a PCC as well, so it's 12-inch. So you could have the
Oh,
same
okay, so
handguard
this
on
could
your. Oh yeah,
this
oh
yeah
yeah.
this could go on JP5,
Eh,
GMR 15, Ledstar, right?
That's
It's going to fit on all of them. Yes.
that's exactly right. And
Wow.
the opportunity with carbon fiber is it's really expensive. The
Yep.
machining and maybe we went a little bit overboard on some unique cuts and stuff like that. To do each handguard machine time is an hour just to machine the carbon
Wow.
fiber. So yeah, it's really cool. It's sleek. It's different, eye catching. It's gonna be a top end type product. It's not gonna be $50 or anything like that. It's gonna cost
Well,
a bit of
you
money,
know
but
what
we're
though?
gonna try to price it right. We're
You
gonna
get
try to price it that's affordable for people, but at the same time, it's we're finalizing the pricing right now. The competition's close to $300. I think that's probably too much. I,
Well, Steve,
could
you
we
know what?
sell for
I
that?
think the
Probably,
answer is
but
going to right. The answer is going to be that you guys put out a quality product, and it's going to be priced fairly so people
yes,
can get into it.
yep,
They can't they can't break the bank at Creekside Customs. We want you guys around for years to come, so we can't be
yep.
subsidizing people's handguards. So,
I hear
all
you.
right, Steve. Well, listen, I do have to go. My students are here on the range looking at me going, why are you talking on your phone and not teaching us? So I'm going to
All right,
go.
brother. I appreciate it. I
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
It's good talking with you,
Hey,
man.
absolutely, everybody. If you want to get paint, if you want to get anything from uh, rangestore.net, use that coupon code STPodcast10 for 10% off your or your order. Thanks, everybody, and thanks,
All
Steve.
right.
And we'll talk
See you,
soon.
Jeff. All
Bye
right. Take
bye.
care.